lit live stream video. Back in the confessional, and yes, we staying lit, big dog. Shout out to all my everyday people who rock with me every day. Make sure y'all hit that like button as y'all come into the building. Let me know y'all here. Let me know that y'all having a good time. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if you're not following me on Facebook or following me on Twitch. Make sure you follow me on Twitch, Everyday PJ. Shout out to everybody that's on Twitch. Shout out to all the mods who are pulling up in the chat and always holding it down. Let me give a shout out to everybody on Twitch. So all the everyday people, man, this is a crazy situation that's going down, man. As y'all can see by the title, a woman gets unalived by her fiance just after being engaged. Just after getting engaged, man. That's crazy situation, ain't it? But these things happen more often than it actually should. Like, it's actually crazy that something like this is happening. You know what I'm saying? The daughter is here to tell the story. So we are about to take a glimpse into her reality and give her some grace. And I want to say condolences to the daughter, for holding her mom down. And then the guy actually confesses. So we about to get into this whole thing, man. Shout out to everybody who has pulled up in the chat. All right, shout out to the mods. Again, the mods are in here. YouTube ain't sending no notifications because they be hating because I do drop so many videos, plus shorts, plus, Instagram. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook. We dropping videos everywhere, man. Let's get into it.
Hey y'all. I just want to get on here and say that today I think is the day that I'm going to tell my mom's story, and tell everything that I've been experiencing since May 24th, 2023. I don't know why, but lately my heart has been really heavy with my mom and her story, and I believe that it's just time for me to try to take matters in my own hands and go the route that everybody has been telling me to do. And I think God has finally given me the strength to be able to do this, because this is not easy at all. So first and foremost, I just want to pray. Lord, I'm coming to you and I'm asking that you give me the correct words to say. God, I pray that these videos of my mother's story reach the correct people, reaches whoever it needs to reach, so that we can start putting up more of a fight to get the justice that my mom deserves. God, I pray that you lead me and guide me in these videos. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Okay, y'all, so I had to say that prayer because I honestly don't know where
Shout out to all
my
my mods in the chat.
Don't have anything written down. I don't have nothing pre-planned or nothing. I'm just coming from the heart. So I don't know. We'll see where I get with this, and hopefully things can get better. So if you guys would like to follow my mom's story, I'll be posting it on TikTok, and I will be uploading part 1 really soon. Bye. Hey y'all. Okay, this is part one of me telling my mother's story. My mom, Lakeisha Fluker Thompson, was murdered May 24th, 2023 by a man that she put her trust in, a man that she thought loved her, a man that she thought really cared for her, a man that was very manipulative. We did not want my mom to even go to Georgia because a couple weeks prior, or maybe like a week or two prior to that, he was calling my phone, kind of like talking crazy to me a little bit, trying to manipulate me into telling him things about my mom. So that kind of was like triggering to me a little bit, because it just made no sense why he felt that he could reach out to me and trying to get information from my mom about my mom. And May 12th, 2023 at 4:23 a.m. he texted me and said, "Thanks, Andrea, for blowing up my world." And I texted him back and said, "What does that mean?" He says, "I told you not to tell your mom I called." So, like I said, he had called me trying to get me to tell him things about my mom, and I wouldn't. So I told my mom that that was weird to me. So this is what he says to me. "You knew your mom and blank was fucking and you told her anyway. That's cold. Andrea, I thought we were better than that. I bought the ring and the ticket for Sunday, was going to propose and surprise her, and tonight they told me they were fucking." So I went to my mom's house and I was like, "Mom, I don't know what this is. I don't know what he's talking about. Why would you tell him that you have some other things going on elsewhere and blah, blah, blah." She looked at me and she was like, "I never told him any of that. Like, I never confessed to doing something with somebody else." And he wanted me to kind of basically agree with him and act like I knew what he was talking about, and to basically like tell on my mom. So that same day, that was like triggering to my mom, and she was like crying about it. She was like sad about it, whatever. And they were on the phone, I guess, that entire night. Like I said, that was at 4 something in the morning when he started texting me. So he had her on the phone that whole time after that, and that whole day. So I had got a phone call from one of my siblings that was like, "Mommy been on the phone with dude and he was going to kill himself." So my mom was broken into pieces. She was frantic. She was like going crazy. She's crying so much, blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, he goes completely silent on the phone. We called 911 from Detroit to Georgia, gave the address, and told them to go over there and do a welfare check on him. And he answered the door and he told them that, oh, he fell asleep on the phone. But how can you fall asleep on the phone when my mom is literally crying to you and asking you not to harm yourself? Ended up talking her into coming down to Atlanta, and she was agreeing with it because she felt bad. She's like, I need to probably be with him, comfort him, like let him know that, you know, I love you, whatever. On May 18th or 19th, right now I don't have it on top of my head. is when my mom left Detroit and went to Riverdale, Georgia. And she went to go see her boyfriend. And the first couple days that she was down there, it was good. She was so happy. She was like enjoying her time because she said that this was like a peace of mind to get away and also to be close to him because how she felt about what he was saying. But May 21st, he proposed to my mom and she said yes. She was happy. She was full of joy. The last time that I was on the phone with her, we were on FaceTime together and she was all over the place, like filled with so much joy. Like she posted it on Facebook. Like, I mean, my mom was literally excited. Her kids, not so much. Because we felt like we knew what type of guy he was. And I'm the oldest and I truly just wanted better for my mom. And I knew that he was not the one for her.
Come on, get up. Come on.
Just can't stand. Hey y'all. Alright, so this is part 2. How my mom's fiance killed her 3 days after proposing to her. So I told y'all May 21st, my mother said yes, and she was overly excited. We talked multiple times, even sat on the phone the day before, May 23rd. We sat on the phone for like 17 minutes talking about how she wanted her wedding. So, fast forward to May 24th at about 3:40ish in the morning. I received a call from her fiance, and he started the conversation off by saying, you need to call your mom. You need to get your mom. She just left walking. I simply told him, well, you need to go get my mom because my mom not from there. She shouldn't be walking. She shouldn't be in no area that she not even familiar with. Like, that don't even sound right. He said, you just call your mom phone because she left it here and I'm looking for it. I need to find it. So I said, if my mom don't have her phone, why would you let her leave walking? Like, this is still not adding up to me, but it's almost 4 o'clock in the morning. I gotta go to school in the morning, so I'm not really thinking full-blown nothing bad about it, because I had my mom's location, so I checked the location just to make sure that the phone was still at his house like he said, and the phone was still there. But I'm not understanding how she lost, how he said that she lost her phone in the house and they was looking for it, and then they start arguing, and she left walking. So I asked him, okay, well, what y'all arguing for? It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, y'all should be asleep by now. He like, cause your mama drunk. I told her that I didn't want to marry her alcoholic ass, and she said she didn't want to marry my dope fiend ass. Since I'm such a dope fiend, then we shouldn't be together. And you knew about her still talking to your stepdad, and if she don't want to be with me, she don't gotta be with me. You know, just going on and on and on about them arguing. And he said in the middle of them arguing, she threw her ring and said that she was over it. She didn't want to do this no more. So I politely asked, can you just go find my mom, please? Like, once you find my mom, then I could calm her down. I could talk to her, whatever. He said, Oh, wait, here she go right here, ringing the doorbell excessively and banging at the door. She just keep banging at the door, ringing the doorbell. And I'm like, well, I don't hear no doorbell. I don't hear no doorbell, or I don't hear no banging or no loud noise. And then he started yelling and hung up the phone. So that kind of like threw me for a loop a little bit, because I never heard the doorbell. But I just gave it a little time, and then I called my mom's phone, since he said shh, it was her at the door. But she never answered, and that was the last time I heard from him. I really only went back to sleep because they do a lot of arguing. So I feel like this was kind of just like the norm for them. Like, so I went back to sleep, not knowing that I would wake up and my life would be completely ruined. At 9:30 that morning, oh y'all, this so hard. Whew. At 9:30 that morning, May 24th, I received a phone call from an Atlanta, Georgia number, and I wasn't going to answer because it wasn't his number. It wasn't a known number to me. So when I answered the phone, I'll never forget this. The man said, "Hello, am I speaking with Andrea?" I said, "Yes." Max, who's calling? He said, I don't remember his name. He said, "Are you Lakeisha's daughter?" I said, "Yes." He said, "I'm sorry to inform you, but your mother has passed." My entire body went numb. I didn't understand what he was saying. I couldn't process what he was saying. Yeah, I'm sorry. And I said, "Well, how did she pass? What is going on?" And he said, "I'm sorry, but it was a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head." Y'all, telling this story is so hard, so I'm gonna take a break and make a part 3. Hey y'all, this is part 3 of me explaining what happened to my mom. Her fiance killing her 3 days after proposing. The medical examiner's office told me self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. So I had a lot of questions that I wanted to know. Number one is, how can you guys determine if it was self-inflicted so fast? This just happened. You guys called me at 9:30 in the morning and telling me, and you guys told me that the phone call was at 7 something that morning. So how are you guys able to determine if it was suicide versus homicide without doing any type of investigation? No questioning for him, no, it's just because he was the one that made the 911 call, that's what you're going with. It's just self-inflicted. So the medical examiner's office told me that they had nothing to do with that I would have to go through the police department. So I called Clayton County's police department, and I was speaking with a detective. Her name is Detective, we have the same name, Detective Andrea Rosas. And from day one of her answering the call, I knew that I was going to have trouble with trying to figure out what really happened to my mom. She was very nonchalant. She didn't show that she had any concern or really any care, which is okay with me. You probably deal with this type of stuff on a daily basis, so I don't really know. But I wanted to know if an autopsy was done on my mom. Is that the way that you guys ruled this out as suicide, or are you just going with what this person said? So she told me that there was not an autopsy done on your mother because we know that this was suicide. So because we already know that she did it to herself, then we don't have to do an autopsy report because we already know the cause of death. So I was really left confused because I thought when everyone dies, everybody gets an autopsy, but no. So she told me that if I wanted an autopsy done on my mom, that I would have to come out of pocket with $7,000. So I knew that I didn't have the $7,000 to pay for an autopsy to be done. So now I want to know, well, are you guys investigating him? Are you guys looking at him at all? Why is it just ruled out as suicide? What shows that it was suicide? Am I able to hear the 911 call? I don't understand none of this, and I would like some answers. Then I also asked her, well, are you able to tell me what side my mom got shot on? And I wanted to know this because that's a very important piece of information in my mom's situation, because my mom is left-handed. Not many people are left-handed. So I was thinking in my head, like, if my mom did it to herself, it would definitely be on her left side, on her dominant side. So they told me that they wouldn't be able to tell me that information. So I really didn't let this die down. I kept calling her, emailing her. I'm like, can you please just look at the case, reconsider. Like, I don't want this to be ruled out as suicide, and I know that this is not what it is. I sent her the screenshot of him calling me at 4 something in the morning. I told her everything, what I told you guys in part 2 about them arguing and stuff. I sent her the messages of him being insecure before she even came out there. I did all of that. So I just started emailing her back and forth. So she finally, I guess, I don't know why, let up and was like, okay, we're gonna get an autopsy report done to prove to you that this is suicide. This is what she tells me, to prove to you that this is suicide. So I'm like, okay. I started to get a little bit of hope, because I'm like, man, okay, the autopsy can show something different, and maybe things can go a different route from there. So she ended up getting the autopsy done, and when it was finished, she called me. But I told her, could you please email me everything that you said on the phone, because I didn't tell her, but I want to keep everything in my email. So this is the message that she emailed me after the autopsy was done. When speaking with the medical examiner that performed the autopsy on your mother, he advised the entry gunshot wound was to the right temple with a diagonal trajectory path leftward and back. So the exit wound was in the area where the side of the head and back of the head kind of meet. He advised this is a common trajectory path for self-inflicted gunshot wounds. Furthermore, during the examination at the time of the autopsy, he noticed marks on the back of your mother's right hand, which was blood splatter. That would indicate that at the time of the shooting, her hand was in close range of the entry site for it to have blood splatter on the back of her hand. Taking those findings, as well as her being intoxicated, there is sufficient to rule the manner of death as being self-inflicted. As I stated over the phone, with the findings from the autopsy, I do not have any other evidence to further this investigation. So basically, she just told me that forget the fact that she's left-handed. Forget the fact that she got shot on her non-dominant side. Forget the fact that they were arguing. Forget the fact that they were in the house by themselves. And forget the fact that it was with his gun in his house. Because other situations have shown from their autopsy, self-inflicted from the way that the bullet went in and exited. That's it. That's what we're going with. It's suicide. Guys, I'm so sorry. This story... Hey, y'all. Okay, this is part 4. I just want to say thank you to everyone who is still watching my mother's story. I'm praying, and I'm praying, and I'm praying that it reaches the right people to help me get the justice that my mom deserves. So, I have tons of emails going back and forth with the detective, and literally no matter what I said, no matter what I brought to her, she just... It was like, it was her decision. Like, I'm going with what I'm going with. That's it. Like, it's no talking me out of changing the cause of death. So I literally was just on the verge of like giving up. Until one day, yeah, I was in the laundry room and I was by myself. And I was just standing there for a little minute and a voice came in my head. And it was like my mom's voice. And she told me, she said, Andrea, do not give up on me. Oh, y'all. Andrea, do not give up on me. I did not do this to myself. And I suffered really bad before I died. So please do whatever you can to fight and never give up. Mommy loves you, and I'm watching over you. Y'all, that day hurt me like it was the first day all over again. Because I don't want to know exactly what happened to her. I don't want to go into detail. I don't want to know if she was hurting, if she was suffering. But she came directly and told me that herself. So from that day forward, I knew I had to put my big girl drawers on and do what I needed to do to fight to get justice for my mom. So, yeah, I ended up hiring a private investigator, totaling to almost $6,000. I ended up, he actually works with a law firm, so I hired a lawyer that he was already connected with, and that cost $10,000. A lot of money spent, and I got my private investigator and lawyer November or December of 2023, and here we are, still nothing. My private investigator and lawyer are doing the best that they can, but they get ignored a lot. So they tried to reach out to Detective Rosas, and she refuses to speak with either of them because she said that the case is closed, and she's actually moved up to a supervisor position, so she doesn't have to speak on that case anymore. So my lawyer and private investigator just went on their own and did their own digging and went deep into their own investigation. And okay, they found out that my mom's hands were never tested for gunpowder residue. His hands were tested and they came back positive of gunpowder. The police said that that's normal because he was in close proximity when she shot herself, which is crazy to me. They also looked at the crime scene photos, and the scene looked really staged. The way that her body was positioned just looked like it was really staged. And the crime scene, they found out the crime scene was tampered with because the gun was moved. And then they found out that his son was on the scene before the police arrived. Where did his son come from? If my mom did this to herself, and his son has a criminal background, bad background, so yeah, we're putting two and two together ourselves. Then we found out that there were pills spilled next to her and a vape laying on the side of her to make it seem like she was either going to take the pills or shoot herself. Like she was just so determined to get up out of here. Found out that she had scratches and bruises on her knees. My lawyer and them thinks that from the way that her body was positioned, they think that she had to be kneeling on her knees when she got shot. She was laying flat on her back. So if you shoot yourself, boom, okay, you probably might go this way, you go on the side. I don't know, I've never seen it, but to just fall flat back like this and be laid straight across the floor doesn't sound right to me. We also found out that in the beginning of the year that my mom passed away, he had dealings with another woman, and he pulled out the same gun that was used to kill my mom. He pulled that same gun out on another woman in March of 2023. And the police were contacted and involved, so they knew about it. Honestly, I could go on and on and on with things that my private investigator found and lawyer found, but still nothing changes the mind of the Clayton County Police Department. They simply just don't care. So with that being said, we still fighting. Here it is, 2025, August, but I'm never giving up on my mom. But before this video ends, it's one thing that I want to say. On July 10th, 2024, my mom's fiance called me. This is his first time reaching out, my first time hearing from him since May 24th at 4 in the morning. He told me that he couldn't contact any of my family because his lawyer and the police said that he couldn't reach out to us. Which, if you're not a suspect and my mom shot herself, why do you have a lawyer? So he was contacting me now to explain, and he didn't. So y'all, me being quick on my feet that day, I recorded the entire conversation. So for part 5, I'll be dropping footage of the actual audio of me and his phone conversation. So, stay tuned. You don't want to miss these lies. But
I'm getting back in the country. They told me that the investigation was over and I could pick up my stuff. I got my stuff. My phone.
what? I'm so confused. So
my daughter told me that she's seen something online saying that that you guys said that I killed your mom, and I'm like, what?
you did.
What? How would I kill? I didn't kill your mom. Your mom, me and your mom had a good night and everything. Her friend called her. Her friend called her and told her, because she didn't want to go to the wedding. I remember this. So her friend called her and got her all out of flex about everything, and told her if she didn't come to her wedding, she was never going to see her again. Then your mom started drinking heavily. Drinking. And we got into it. I said, look, stop drinking. I said, I don't want you. And then I called. She went out. She went outside. She went out and left. And I called you. I said, I don't know what's wrong with your mom. You don't remember that?
Yeah, what all did you say?
I said we was both drinking. We was both drinking and everything, and so I don't kind of remember everything that I told you would happen at night. But she was out of control. Then she came back. My gun was on the dresser. She grabbed the gun and she put it to my head. So I'm thinking that it's nothing in the gun anyway. So I begged her. I said, go ahead and kill me. I said, I'm ready to go see my mom and dad anyway. So then she took the gun off of me, went back in the bedroom. So the gun didn't have no bullets in it anyway. I only had 2 bullets, and it was in my jewelry box. So in between that time she was in the room, I'm still in the living room listening to music. I hear the gun go off, shooting in the ceiling. So I'm like, what the fuck? There's no bullets in that gun. And then she said, that's a warning shot. That's what she told me. So I was like, well, that must have been the one that was in the chamber. So I said, it must have been, I must have left one in the chamber or something. So when she came out with the gun, I was in the living room, she came out with it, put it to her head. Pointed to her head, said she was going to, I said, no, you ain't going to do this. So stop doing it. Stop doing it. She kept walking in front of me where my TV was at, walking with the gun in front of her. I said, you don't want to kill yourself. And she kind of tripped, and the gun went off. That was it. I didn't even know there was any bullets in the gun.
This is not making sense at all to me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean, if that girl wouldn't have never told her that stuff, talking about if you don't ever want to see her, if you don't come to my wedding, I ain't gonna never see you again. And I'd be damned. It damn sure happened like that. Fuck me up. I mean, I shouldn't have bought that sip of liquor because she was on them strong medication pills. Because those narcotic pills and alcohol. I mean,
what you mean? The what pills?
her medication she was on, them narcotic pills.
She don't even take narcotics.
That's what she told me. She said these pills are narcotic pills.
She don't.
That they gave me that I got prescription from the treatment center I went to. That's what she told me. And those pills mixed with alcohol, delusional and everything. It causes all kinds of stuff.
So what are you calling me for right now?
I mean, I just got my phone back. So I said, well, let me call her and let her know because they closed it. I can call you and talk to you. I couldn't call nobody before. So I just wanted to straighten it out, let you know what happened. Because they told me, do not call y'all. They would tell y'all what happened. But apparently, they didn't tell y'all what happened.
You didn't tell them what happened either.
I told them everything what happened. I told the investigator what happened the first time. I told her, she kept wanting me to come down there and tell her what happened again and again and again. I was like, nah, I don't want to relive this over and over. I told you what happened the first time. They kept me down there for like 10 hours after it happened, and I told them everything that happened. So I don't know what they told you, but when I told the investigator everything what happened, they took my statement, everything. Then she wanted to come down there and release another statement. I said, no, I'm not releasing another statement. I told you what happened the first time. Well, I got to keep telling you what happened over and over again. I don't want to keep reliving it. I told her this was very dramatic to me.
So just randomly out of nowhere, my mom just shot herself with
I don't know why she. I ain't never left my gun out. I had never left my gun out. Period. I was looking for something in my drawer, and I put it on the dresser, and I regret that I never put it back up. I regret that because when we got in an argument, when I told her I didn't want to get married anymore, I said something I don't want to do. I mean, I can't marry nobody that drinks this much and all this. And besides, and with the lady, and she was like, everybody keeps leaving me, my girlfriend, and mom, my aunt, and she was like, now you leaving. The other girlfriend told me if I don't, and she just, I said, I don't know why she done that. I don't. I mean, I regret breaking up with her at my house and all that. Yeah, I do. I wish I would have waited till she got home and then did that. Because it wouldn't have happened at my house.
It wouldn't have happened, period, because she didn't do that. She don't even know how to use a gun.
Are you kidding me? Your mom used to be in a gang. You must don't know a lot about your mom. Your mom have had guns, shotguns. So?
So if you didn't.
But anyway, I just wanted to tell you what happened. I'm not here to dispute anything what happened and everything because I really don't want to relive what happened. Because I felt bad. I felt bad because if I wouldn't have, I feel like if I wouldn't have said that I didn't want to marry her no more, I feel like I don't know. She might not have done that. So, I was just calling to let you know that's what happened, and I got my, they released my property and everything. Her phone, they released. I guess they're gonna release her phone, so you'll see, what she texts her friend and all that. I mean, I don't know if that's still on there or whatever, but you'll see, you'll know. Only thing I can tell you is what I know. I don't know what was going on in your mom's head and why she done what she done. I can't tell you that.
So where did she shoot herself?
Where? She shot herself in my living room. She done a warning shot in my bedroom. I was in the living room. She shot a warning shot in my living room. She said, this is a warning shot. And and the police officer asked me, why did she say, this is a warning? I said, I don't know. Because I don't. I don't know why.
So if it was nothing,
when your mom drinks, and when she drinks heavily like that, I mean, she do stuff that I scratch my head. She said she didn't want to be here no more. That's the last thing I remember her saying. I don't want to be here.
So you didn't watch her shoot herself.
Yes, I did. Because I didn't think there was any bullets in the gun. I didn't know that it was a bullet in the gun. When she shot that bullet in the bedroom, I thought, okay, because I knew I had took all the rest of the bullets out of there. So I didn't know if there was one in the chamber, but when she shot the one in the bedroom, I figured it wasn't no more bullets in the gun.
So you just went out the country and been gone ever since.
I mean, I was devastated. I mean, I'm moving out of the country, you know.
So now life just gets to go on for you after this just, and it's been a whole year later, and you just now reaching out.
I was told I couldn't contact you. I didn't have my phone. They had confiscated everything. So the investigative team told me don't contact. Don't contact nobody in their family. Don't contact.
That's just crazy to me. That's not what I was told.
I don't know what you were told, but I know what I was told. And they just gave me my phone back. So I just got back in touch to get my phone. So and when they told me when my lawyer told me everything was done, the investigation was over with, and I got my phone.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just as devastated as you are. I have no reason to lie about this. I love your mom. I mean, why would I kill your mom? I mean, it don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. Why would I kill your mom?
Same question I want to know.
Yeah, why would I do that? That don't make no sense. I mean, ever since I met her mom, she was talking about killing herself. Ever since I met her. I just didn't know it was going to happen at my house.
She was perfectly fine before she got to your house, so I'm a little confused.
Your mom was happy when she got to my house. She was happy as can be. I mean, she was high on life and everything. Everything was, like I said, she talked to her friend about that. She didn't want to go to that wedding. Her friend said that. I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't know why everything just flipped with her, the alcohol, everything. I don't know. But I couldn't do it. I can't do it. You know, and I told her I changed my mind about wanting to get married, you know. I just couldn't do it. I mean, I couldn't be around her drinking like that constantly like that all the time again. Because remember when I called you, I told you something wrong with your mom. I called you and told you that she had left my house and went walking somewhere. I told you that.
And you hung up on me because you said that she was at the doorbell and I never heard the doorbell.
I said she was at the door. She came in the door.
That's not what you said. You said that she was ringing the doorbell nonstop.
I never locked the door. So, no, I didn't think she was ringing the doorbell. I never even locked the door.
I remember the conversation like it was yesterday. It's me that's traumatized, not you.
It's you that what?
I remember every part of the conversation. It's me that's traumatized, not you.
I'm traumatized myself. I was traumatized myself. You know, the therapy and everything. Okay. But you think this happens? I know this is your mom, and I'm sorry that this happened and everything. But some things, when you see something, you can't unsee it. So I was one traumatized.
All right.
I Clayton County, so.
Hey y'all, I told myself I wasn't even going to respond to some of like the negative comments, but I don't know how to feel about this. I think if it was evidence, he would be locked up. This comment alone got my mind just like, wow. I literally just posted so much evidence. The phone call alone was enough evidence to prove that he's lying. I didn't need this comment, and I'm gonna remember this comment when he do get locked up, because my God is good, and I know, I don't know the time or the day, but I know justice will be served for my mother. And another comment. For you to be talking to him about this so calmly is odd. I want to know what's so odd about it. Clearly, I said I'm talking calm so that I can get information out of him. It's not odd. It's called strong, and it's called fighting, because my mom can't speak for herself, but she got a daughter that's gonna step till I have no breath left in my body. I was down.
Alright, everyday people, man. What y'all think about this? That's her mother right there. Crazy situation. Now, I'm gonna just say shout out to my everyday people. I want to send condolences to the author of this story, Dreezy94 on TikTok, man. Uh, prayers go out to her and her family. I know this is still a tough time for her to work through. It would be for me, especially with no answers and just being left at that. But I think me, for being my daughter, like my daughter, being my mother, and being around my mother enough, I would know if my mother had thought about unaliving herself numerous of times, or even said it. Especially like seeing that she said she just lost her mother and she was grieving that, and so that sent her into a spiral, and she was, seeking therapy and medication to get over that grieving process. Because I've seen people grieve, and I've seen people be like, Lord, take me, why'd you take, that type of stuff. But you would know if somebody was thinking about harming themselves, especially multiple times. But she's expressing this to her fiance, or then fiance, because he wasn't a fiance. But here's another thing: if my fiance was talking about unaliving herself, that would be something I would tell the family, right? Like, she talks about harming herself, right? I mean, that's just something that you just can't overlook. That's not something that you just, oh, you don't mean it. But, and then also that you think about unaliving yourself. So I'm gonna put my gun on the dresser. So I'm gonna take the bullets out the gun. I only got two. It is some inconsistencies with the story. I don't know. I'm not an investigator, and I'm not gonna incriminate him, because I don't know. But what I'm saying is, there are some signs that I would be like, yo, this is happening. I think this needs to be looked into. If I got a direct line to her daughter, instead of calling her and saying, man, she left, she took off walking. From there, it's just like, if she got a gun in her hand, I'm gonna call your daughter right then. Hey, listen, your mom is crazy. She's doing this stuff to her. I don't know what's wrong. She's threatening me. I'm gonna call your daughter. Listen, if I'm getting into it with my girl or something, and I got her mama number, I'm calling her mama. Hey, man, you better come get this girl. Like, I mean, if it got to a point where somebody got a gun, okay, if somebody got a gun, I'm calling their mama. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm calling your sister, somebody. I'm calling somebody. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, it's the medication and the alcohol. I logically speaking, now I haven't been in this situation, but I'm saying logically speaking, I know things be happening fast, but the first gunshot, hell, I might call the police on you. At that point, you shoot my gun in my house, I'm calling the police on you. Cause you're not finna take me out with my own gun. So he's like, that's a warning shot. Okay, I'm gonna tell the police. She shot a warning shot. Why am I gonna sit in there with a woman and I know she in there with my gun? And so I just, that's just stuff that I just can't believe. Like, why didn't you call the police? Why didn't you call the daughter? You call her any other time, but when she grabs a gun, you know what? I don't think I should call her. That just don't sit well with me. But anyway, we're supposed to get the last video to the baby mama sleeping, where my sister slept with my baby daddy and got pregnant. But that will be coming on a video maybe in a day or so, whatever, I don't know. But it's gonna come, or maybe tomorrow, I don't know. It'll depend on what I got time for. But this was a sad story. Prayers out to this lady. Shout out to everybody who catch this on replay. Shout out to all the mods in the chat, man. Everybody hit that like button, man. If you in here, you stood here this long and you ain't hit that like button, it's crazy, just for the good stories. Like, we trying to bring good story times, you know what I mean? So hit the like button, show some love to the channel, show some love to the mods, because they working hard. And let's stay lit, big dog, man. More videos coming. Make sure y'all follow Everyday PJ on Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, all that, man. 150K giveaway coming up real soon. So y'all stay in touch, all right? Everyday people, man, I will holler at y'all.